You hear the screeching of an owl, you hear the wind begin to howl. You know there's zombies on the prowl, and it's terror time again. They've got you running through the night. It's terror time again, and you just might die of fright. It's a terrifying time.
Hello everyone, this is Core and I'm back with yet another mod guide. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a few inventory expansion mods, from improvised backpacks to military gear, and even some weird alternatives. Here's hoping you find something that you enjoy and makes your Zomboid experience just a little bit better. Before we begin, I'd like to ask you to check out FOXFIRE's Twitch or Twitter listed down below. She did an excellent job on today's video and is often streaming some spooky fun games. Now let's begin with today's video, shall we? This is one that requires you to install the custom animations to even use it all. But it was such an interesting idea, I just had to try it. Created by IBR Russ, this mod adds 2 new containers to the game. That being a shopping cart and a hauling trolley. Both weigh 26 pounds and both reduced weight reduction by 100%. The only difference between the two is the cart holds 60 pounds while the trolley holds 75. Now the catch behind these 2 wonder items is the fact they both require you to have entirely empty hands to use. You cannot perform many of your usual actions with them. They cannot be carried over fences, you cannot get into a car with them, and sadly you can't use them as a battering ram to knock down a zombie. Believe me, I fucking tried. So if a zombie manages to get close and perform a grab on you, you will drop the cart to the ground. Now that would make for a hilarious addition though if you could ram them. Another positive of this, however, is the fact the items can be placed in containers, so you can take your trolley with you in the back of vehicles. There's also 2 models used for each trolley or cart. One where it has items in or on it, and one where it's empty. This would probably nicely be used with Egon's worthwhile cars, as the expanded storage space of most vehicles and the fact the trunks do not degrade would complement the trolley's increase to inventory and help offset the cost of hauling the heavy trolley and cart around. Personally, I'd recommend this mod. It's useful and I like the custom animations, especially when you haul an ass down the road with them. The ultimate in living that hobo life. One other thing I like to point out is the hilarious pickup and equip animations. When you equip the trolley, it'll cause the trolley or cart to kind of float in a funny fashion. It's quite amusing to me. The final detriment I'd say in this mod is they can be very hard to find, as they don't seem to spawn very often. But they tend to spawn either in grocery stores, garages, or sheds. So keep an eye out in these 3 areas for them. This was one I considered for the survivalist video, honestly, but it was really a good fit anywhere. This mod, created by Maxwell218, aims to add a few bags the players can craft themselves. This is also nice because the mod gives tailoring some use as well, because the improvised backpack requires level 1 tailoring. There is currently 2 bags added by this mod, the sheet bag and the improvised backpack. The sheet bag is a quick and dirty pack, assembled on the fly, but it'll give you that extra storage space if you really need it. While the bag only holds 8 pounds of equipment, it reduces the weight by 35%, which is a pretty respectable number if you ask me. Much better than many of the trash bags and plastic bags you'll find lying around. And all it costs is 1 sheet and 2 sheet ropes. So rip down some curtains and convert some clothing, and you've got yourself a starter bag. Now that's all well and good, but the main star of the show is the improvised backpack. This is going to cost you either 3 units of twine or a rope, some leather strips, clean or dirty, it does not matter, and you'll need either a stone knife, a kitchen knife, or a hunting knife to cut it, as well as either a sturdy stick or a tree branch, and either a sheet, a tarp, or a pillow. You'll also require 1 level of tailoring, but the bag is fairly cheap to craft, and it holds 15 pounds while reducing weight by 65%, which is about a duffel bag, which definitely makes it better than your average school bag you'll find lying around. Overall, it's a fairly simple but clean and effective mod. I also like the modeling done on the bags, especially the improvised backpack. You know those useless barrels you see all over industrial areas? pretty much only there to be scrapped down for their metal content. Well, now thanks to Planet Algol, you can take those heavy hunks of junk and repurpose them to be a bit more useful. This mod adds 3 recipes to the game and lets you modify the barrels in 2 ways. Way 1 is the one that's more relevant to this video, and that's the fact you can just take the top off of it and use the barrel to store up to 50 pounds of weight. Not exactly the most useful of things just due to the barrel's heavy weight making it prohibitively heavy to transport, but if you're basing in an area that has a few of them, this will let you create a storage container that doesn't require any carpentry or metalworking skill to craft. And the other 2 recipes added by this mod are linked to each other. You ever wanted to live like a hobo? Well, now you can, because with 9 metal bars, 7 units of propane fuel, and a welding mask to protect your face, you could craft a metal grate. Once you have this grate, you can weld it to a barrel, and it turns the barrel into a heat source, a source of light, and an oven that can be used for cooking food. While it does share the same weight problems as a storage barrel, this still offers an easy way to create a heat source, as the metal bars tend to be common where they are found. And the only other things to keep in mind is that the crafting the flame barrel requires a metalworking level of 1, and you'll have to have the barrels in your inventory to create either one of these, and they do weigh 40 pounds, so craft them quick. Honestly, it's a little bit easier to make than the campfire materials as well, so if you don't got the materials on hand, you could just throw these together. Do you want an entirely overpowered backpack? One that just doesn't care about gameplay balance? Then maybe the cargo bag is for you. Holding 99 pounds of equipment, which is more than many of the car's trunks. For context, that's 2.5 generators worth of weight, or 2.5 fridges worth of weight on your back. All for the insanely low price of 6 sheets, 2 units of thread, and 1 sewing needle. That's right, you could get this insanely overpowered backpack for almost literally nothing. Hell, if you're lucky on the needle drop, you could find everything you need by ransacking one home. Now, I don't believe the mod creator intended for this item to be 99 weight, because the mod says it's supposed to be 45 pounds, but either way, that's a lot of weight for a bag that could be easily crafted for next to nothing, and with no skill requirement either. Another downside is the bag has no in-game model for your back or your hands, though it does have a nice sprite for when it's on the ground or in the inventory, I'll give it that. Personally, I'd make the recipe for this more expensive, or make it only spawn in very rare circumstances such as military or police inventories with a low chance. And for crafting it, I'd also impose a tailoring requirement. I'd say at least 5 or 6 levels, because this bag is just way too easy to craft for what it does. But the creator Night Shadow did some pretty good work, and this is their first mod they've uploaded, so I'll go easy on them. I like the design of it, and I just wish it had a model on your character, and was a bit better balanced in my opinion. I'm also going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say the fact that it doesn't show the bag being worn is due to the fact the mod's likely from before that update became a thing. Well, if I thought the last bag was overpowered, well, this bag's just game breaking. This bag created by the early bird deserves a worm, and I'm pretty sure it's just a joke mod that's referring to the bag of holding from D&D. The mod creator themselves admits it's pretty much cheating, and they just made it so they can use it for making looting runs easier. While the creator also states the bags are uncommon, in one run of the West Point school off the zombies in the lockers, I managed to find 13 of these. Now, why is this bag just game breaking? Why? Because this bag holds 4,000 pounds of equipment. That's equivalent to 100 fucking fridges that can be carried in one bag. Not only does it hold an insane weight, but it also has a 100% weight reduction, so there's no weight added at all. While this mod definitely isn't my cup of tea, it does 100% work, and it does exactly what it says on the tin. So if you want an overpowered bag, then look no further than this guy's mods, as he has another bag of holding mod that holds even more, and even fanny packs. Now carry your entire base everywhere you go, though I'd pity the person who fills the entire weight up. Sorting through that would probably be a nightmare. this next mod is once again created by Planet Algol. Man, this guy really just shows up on almost every video I do nowadays, doesn't he? Well, this mod fixes ammo straps by making them function as actual ammo straps. So now these straps are actual wearable items which function as proper bandoliers, so they can crisscross your body, letting you wear 2 of them, and they both hold 1 pound's worth of ammo. So for the shell holder, that's 25 rounds, and for the bullets, that varies based on the ammo's weight. I managed to fit 50 45 ACP rounds on one. They come with the bonus of 100% weight reduction on the ammo, as the weight would be distributed evenly across your body. This also comes with another benefit. When you go to reload the gun or the magazines, it will draw the appropriate amount of ammo from the strap and start loading it into the gun or the mags. So now you don't have to fumble around trying to draw out spare ammo from the contents of a backpack. Now it's ready to go, at least what rounds you're carrying. While the bandoliers don't carry a huge amount of ammo to keep it balanced, overall I like this little quality of life mod, and it adds to the value of firearms, especially the shotgun. You get 2 shell holders and bam, you got an extra 50 rounds that can be drawn out at any time, just ready to go to town on the zombies. There's a lot of bag mods out there that just plain don't work anymore. Upgraded hiking bags was one that I was very interested in, but I couldn't get the recipes to work. Then I read the comments and noticed it hasn't been updated in a long ass time. The same is true with waist bags. Another mod that I was very interested in because it adds a variety of different hip bags such as medical satchels and such, but it hasn't been updated since 2020 and didn't work at all either. Now hiking bag retexture does still function, but because the mod is from before the update that lets your worn bag be shown on your back, it does not show when it's worn. As well as the fact that hiking bags and big hiking bags were changed in vanilla to have different textures from one another, so this mod's a little bit redundant. So while this mod does still change the hiking bags, they're basically using the old vanilla features and textures but that have been recolored to look cool. Still not bad work, Savrog. That one could have definitely been useful before the updates, and hey, it still works, so it's definitely better than most. I think this just about covers a good variety of bags and container mods. Let me know if there's any of them that you think I should have covered or you'd like to know more about. Thanks once again for the support on the videos. Be sure to support the artist in the description below. This has been Core, and I'll see you next time.